The only way you'll know what it is you're good at, you're interested in, and what you might like to do is to have a broad range of experiences.
I have had several jobs where I worked in an office.
And if they only go through a single work experience, there's no way they'll have that breadth of knowledge to make a good decision about where they want to pursue their education or work opportunities. Just as you might also be needing to involve the student in his or her own health care, budgeting and finance, all those functional academic type skills that are so important for survival.
Writing a resume, we've talked about filling out applications and different math skills in the classroom.
We will take menus from our community, learn the key vocabulary, what are appetizers, what are beverages. Then we actually go out to that restaurant and make the purchase. We sit down, we order from that menu. Students have to have the correct amount of money, make sure they have the correct amount of change that they get back. How much of a tip do you leave?
We've actually got a really great program here for high school high tech. It's a program for students with either learning differences or physical disabilities, and it's an opportunity for them to get interested in careers in technology, science, mathematics or engineering type fields.
I want to be in robotics, and it's just I don't want to do it, and it's so easy. And how you build a small vacs, a small robot.
We raise the bar and we challenge the kids at what they're capable of doing. And by that, usually you're going to see that they shine.
It's really important for students to not just have some basic academic skills related to reading, writing, and math, which of course are important in the workplace, but also to have the kind of work soft skills that lead, we know, to high correlations to wages and job success. And those typically are aligned with the social skills that people would expect in the workplace. Things like appearances and greetings and hygiene. There are lots of stories of students succeeding because their coworkers have taken a liking to them, treat them as a peer, and support their efforts in whatever it is they do. Not so much because they want to be helpful, but because this is a friend, this is a coworker, and we've connected and we're part of a team together. And to achieve that, you have to learn the expectations and rituals and customs that are expected of you in the workplace.
Giving them hands-on opportunities so they can try out those social skills, those behavioral skills. Offering them opportunities to work as part of a group, as part of a team, because that's really crucial in today's world of work.
We work on a lot of social skills as far as interview techniques. What's a good handshake? What is the appropriate way to tell somebody they're in your way?
We have found that if a student gets a job, that would be the first thing that would happen to have them lose the job. That they say something that they shouldn't have said, that they misread a social cue, that they don't understand the culture of a work environment, that they don't understand how to work as a member of a team, how to work with a coworker. And so that's crucial. That is absolutely part of the curriculum.
That's where the job coaches come in. That's considered community-based work experience. And anything from job shadowing for one day to volunteering and then paid employment is the ultimate goal, and all of that is considered community-based work experience. So the idea is just giving students as many opportunities to participate in community-based work experience before they graduate.
There was a time when we started in this county with supported employment, we did not have community-based work experience. We were pulling students out of classes and putting them on the job. They had no idea what a job was. And so we've come a long way with having students go out prior to employment.
The curriculum is basically life skills and work maturity skills. The students spend about an hour of their day in the classroom, and then they go off either to a vocational program at Withlacoochee Technical, or they go out to a community-based instruction site like Publix, the hospital, or a skilled nursing facility.
When the new students come in and we discover what their abilities are, we talk about that.
Then I need to find a job for them that can highlight their skills.
That student is moved from one department to the next.
Then I work one-on-one with them until they're comfortable enough and feel okay. Then I try to pair them up with a Publix employee that I know will work with them, and that moves back a little bit the support, that they're just there in case they need them. And once they're comfortable with that and show that they can do the skill, then we have them work on their own, but I'm on the job site. So if something comes up and they have a question or they don't know how to do it, I'm there to then come in and help them. And the idea is to get them totally on their own, and hopefully that the job will see how good a worker they are and hire them.
Each year we'll have a particular topic. This year we're working with our students with a committee to make sure that they have the best opportunity to graduate in supports of their ESC teacher. In previous years, it was making sure that the Agency for Persons with Disability was connected. And we would bring in guest speakers, invite teachers at the secondary level to participate in that as an ESC curriculum kinds of person or a representative from their school. So all the agency people come around, do this topic and do agency updates at least 3 times a year, mostly 4 times a year, and then we have a wrap-up at the end of the year to celebrate our successes and plan next year's strategy. So that's kind of our model of trying to get agencies to buy into our whole system. And our agencies are inner sanctum. They come to our committee meetings that we have in our schools. We invite them in our schools, and they add their flair to it.
Project Search is a collaborative of many different components. We are very fortunate that we have this program that allows us to work with our students for 9 or 10 months.
I teach the Project Search students employability skills, social skills, a lot of soft skills. We work on the telephone, we learn emails, really workplace safety, hospital culture. We teach them who they can ask for help, how to rely on their natural supports. We have the job coaches that come in and work with them hand on hand until they learn the tasks that are needed. VR comes in every quarter and meets with the students to talk about how they're doing, what they like about their internship, what they don't like, where they want to be at the end of this program, what types of interests they have. So we really look at the person as a whole and try to see what we think the person wants. And we try to make that happen for them by giving them these great skills and getting them employed and giving them some chance for independence.
The students that we have hired at Health First, and it's over 45 at this point in time, over 5 years, what they bring to our organization is again amazing. They're there every day. They're absolutely outstanding in the work that they do. Their quality is exceptional. Can't hire all of them, so we would hope that some of our community partners would join us as well, but it's a terrific community collaboration.
We have had 80 students going through our Project Search program. 53 of them have gotten hired within Health First and outside of Health First.
OJT, which we began last year, is opening a lot of doors for us. We've been able to meet a lot more employers. They've been able to meet our individuals and find out that, we have some very talented people that just want to work. They want to be given that chance. And OJT opens that door for them because while they are providing the training, it gives them, anywhere from 3 to 6 months to find out, is this somebody that I could potentially hire?
A case manager at the high school will make referrals to us, and from there I will do an observation of that person and determine whether I will have support from parent, support from classroom teacher. I will do a match of a job for that student. I will place them on the job, train them on the job, and eventually fade off and stabilize that person on the job.
We take the evaluations from the employers and we look at the different areas such as like dependability, promptness, this type things, and we discuss those with them. And it's, whatever areas they're weak in, those are the ones we work with them on, the specific areas. And then I make on-site visits with the employer.
We're negotiating with the employer to try to make the workplace function better, be more efficient.
Some of the things that students are learning in their community-based vocational experiences is showing up on time, is clocking in, talking appropriately to bosses, and responding appropriately to coworkers and bosses when they've been asked to do something. Standing on their feet for 2 to 3 hours at a time, taking breaks when other coworkers take breaks, following directions. Those skills are most important.
We try to encourage students, if they've never worked before, to volunteer first somewhere. And usually that's places like thrift stores or the Humane Society or the hospital or nursing homes, actually. Places that always are looking for volunteers. So we try to get them to explore a couple different options.
You also have to be aware as a professional, or as a student, as a family member, and as an employer, that non-paid work experiences have very strict rules about how they can be done, so that basically to protect both the employer and the student from being taken advantage of. And these are spelled out by the U.S. Department of Labor, and they can be found on the web. They're limited to 3 things: career exploration, vocational assessment, and job site training.
A volunteer position could be good if there's support and training on the site for that person to learn the job duties involved.
They're developing those work skills. That may not be the environment they end up wanting to work in, but they're showing up at time, they're communicating with a boss, they're working alongside others in a work environment. So out of a volunteer experience, they're gaining so many of those soft skills.